Hello and welcome to these pre-recorded classes that are running through January for the first 2 weeks of 2025. Looking forward to showing you an example of the types of exercises I provide through my live Zoom classes, and also that these pre-recorded offerings are here for you to try at any time. There'll be some Pilates, there'll be some power Pilates, and there'll also be call it a pick and mix of various types of exercise classes, some using weights, some using just your body weight, others using some higher paced walking, marching, possibly jumping type of exercise. I would ask that you have just had a think about how you're feeling today, and also just to be aware of the fact that some exercises might not be suitable for you. So if you come across one of those during the class, either step away and have a little extra rest, or substitute it for an exercise that you know you are able to do. And also just be mindful of pushing too hard if you haven't done much recently. Start gradually, build up. The fact that you're here is great, that you've moving, it's all positive. So just pick your level and work accordingly. I will look forward to hearing any feedback that you have, and I'll see you in person very soon. Thank you. Hello, welcome to Power Pilates Lesson 1 with Nikki. The aim of this class is to take your knowledge from Pilates and combine it with a little bit of faster moving paced class, so slightly less time to set up and move to the exercise, a little bit more flow and focus, which relies on you and your knowledge that you've built up over Pilates. That said, if you've never done Pilates before, these are familiar exercises, and I will give teaching points just to help you along the way. If anything doesn't feel right, or it hurts you, or you feel unwell, please stop, hit pause, look after yourself, and then come back and join in, or leave it for another day. Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to do a teeny little bit of a warm-up, and then we'll get moving with the flow of the class. So to start with, let's just come into good alignment, nice and tall, growing through from your feet all the way through the shoulders. Please do something about this, it's slightly annoying. And think about a little shrug of the shoulders up, slight roll, just let the arms drop down by your side. At the same time, just think about your best posture that you can achieve. So feet hip joint distance apart, try and make contact with the big toe and spread the toes through to the little toes. Grow tall and just give your lower back a little bit of a movement, a tilt in both directions, just to mobilise and find your neutral spine. If you're not sure of what neutral spine is, have a look on the playlist. There is an example that I've put together of how to set up neutral spine and engage pelvic floor. So if you're unsure or you've forgotten, have a look at that video either now or after you've done this. Come into a position where you've got your rib cage and you feel as though it's settled over the top of your pelvis. So we're avoiding too much flaring and slouching, okay? That's not a good look. We would like to try and be as tall as possible, and that your back is not sticking out or tucking under or shifting to the side too much. Just aim for whatever you can achieve, and then gently think about a breath pattern that follows a lateral movement into the side of the rib cage, and then as you breathe out, you're drawing up and in through those core muscles. Pelvic floor will react as well. So just try 2 or 3 of those. Nice. Okay, so excellent. Okay, so let's start now. Hopefully you've either done your warm-up and watched the exercises, or just done your warm-up. We're going to go straight into the exercises now with the timer, so it will be 1.25 minutes on the moving exercises and 1 minute on the ones that are more static, but there will be no stop. So it'll just be boom, 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 straight into the next exercise. So have your bits of kit ready that you think you might want to use. So it's a band, possibly some light weights. All right, so let's make a start. Oops, hold on. Hold the front page. Right, so let's make a start with our arabesque. So you're going to walk forwards, 1, 2, 3, into that balance, leg come up behind you if you can, and then you walk back so that the other leg comes behind you and you hold that balance. Okay, so keep going. You can choose to just keep that foot on the floor and hinge forward here. And also you can choose to do it so you go a little bit quicker, up to you. So you're doing 1, 2, 3, leg come up, 1, 2, 3, the other leg goes back. Good, I'm going to try it on the diagonal so we see it slightly from a different angle. You're really focusing on a bit of movement and then into a held position, which isn't easy to do, because your body's like building momentum and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, got to stop and wobble. So all of that is good though. It's good for your balance systems and balance mechanisms in the body. So keep that going. Just make sure you're not kicking anything behind you because it hurts. The beauty of these exercises, you can do them in relatively small space. We've got 3 seconds left. So to hold that balance, brilliant. Straight into our power calf stretch. So you're coming up and down, and you can bring arms up and down with that. So up onto the tiptoes, grow tall through the head, reach the arms down. Calves are something we kind of under exercise. So now lift the toes. So you power up, hold, back down, sit through. Try and make sure that you can feel that connection into your core. So you're using your breath. And remember, when you breathe out, you're engaging and lifting up through that core area. Good. So a little bit of a lift. You can speed that up if you're feeling confident. Personally, it's tougher when you do it slower. We have 10 seconds left of this one. And then we're going to get our bits of kit to do our squat. So it'll be a wide squat, either standing on the band. I'm going to use a set of light weights. You're going wide into that squat. Look at me, Matt's gone wandering already. Feet out. And then I'm going to do the bicep curl up here, then rest them into that nice wide deep squat. Really try and encourage knees over toes. Try and avoid knocking knees in and try and overextending over the knees as well. So from the side, you are bicep curl, and then you sit down into that squat. Okay, keep going. If you're doing it with the band, all you do is stand on the band and use the ends of the band for resistance. But you need to make sure you've got your feet fairly wide to start off with. So you do your bicep curl, and then you come down into that squat. It really shouldn't be a battle, okay? You're not battling with the equipment. It's there to enhance the resistance. Elbows into the side of the body, palms facing up. Nice, we've got 5 seconds, and then we're going to do our tick-tock movement, rocking from side to side. So put your bit of kit out the way, stay in that wide stance and just gently tick-tock. So you're reaching forwards and slightly across. The important thing is that you stick your bum out and you go from that position, not that position, okay? So bum out, up, bum out, yep. So you're reaching forward, and then you can just tick-tock your arms as you wish. Flow from side to side. If you can't go all the way down, it's not a problem. As we said, you go with where you can go. So this is just shifting your heart rate up a little bit. So you might think, oh, go a bit slower. You might need a rest. That's absolutely fine. Just move. The beauty of these is combining the two. We've got about 10 seconds left. Then we're going to come down into an all fours position and have a go at leg pull. So if you've looked at the introduction and seen what we're doing, you'll know. If not, we're coming to all fours. So carefully come down, set yourself up into your all fours position. toes tucked under, and then you are lifting your body weight just a fraction off the floor and return. So you put your pressure through the toes, your hands you're pushing down, but try and connect up through the shoulder girdle and down again through the body. So you breath in, as you breathe out, engage your core. Be aware of activity in your glute area. Excuse me. Just lifting up and lowering. It's not about coming up here, you don't need to do that. It's just that little fire up through the core. You get just as much benefit from lifting those knees off the floor. And what have we got? 25 seconds. So you could, if you want to advance this, take it up and then into a V shape, come back down, knees. Excuse me. So your knees are coming up, into your V shape, come back down and through. If you can cope with that, if your shoulders are not happy, stick with the leg pull, brilliant. From there, we're going to do a nice shell stretch. So a moment just to catch our breath. So you can either have your arms above your head, breathe laterally into that movement. You can have your arms down by your side, or you can reach across. One hand across, lays on top of the other. And just enjoy that stretch. Feel the stretch going from the arm, down the side of the body, into the hip. Really good. Excuse me while I just stirred the dust up, I think. You keep going. We've got 15 seconds to enjoy that before we come into the bridge and the reach. Okay, so into that shell stretch position. Okay, so then we're coming over and we're going to bridge with this one. So you're going up from your setup, up through the bridge, you reach up and across the body. Come back to centre, don't dip in the middle if you can avoid it, reach to the other side, and then you come back down as you would normally in your bridge. Some of you will do this version where you make movement through the spine. You can go above your head or try that reach across to either side, and then you come back down. If you know that's not appropriate, you do the bridge lift. Arms above your head, reach to the left, reach to the right, and so on. Come back down. Keep going. We've got 20 seconds of that one. You could do that with a weight in your hand if you wanted to. But be careful when you're moving with weights in a class. Make sure that you keep them safe so that you don't damage yourself. So you just put a little bit of a twist in, come back down. Excellent. Right. Completely forgot what we're doing next. Hip rolls. Okay, so I'll lay this way, knees and feet together, so you can keep that momentum tied in with your breathing. So you breathe in, as you breathe out, you engage your core, pelvic floor, you breathe in to return. Breathing out, you can turn your head to the opposite way, come back to centre, and so on. So you're getting a good bit of movement. Remember, some of you might be able to do one leg, keep your knees together as you lean and rotate, and then you place that foot down, you lift the other leg, and the leg that's straight is always on top. For those of you that can manage to work in a tabletop position, control the move. It's slightly smaller range of movement, but you're really focused on keeping your rib-hip connection. Okay, from there, we're coming over into side-lying, long side-lying position, and single leg lift. So it's a single leg lift, flex, lower. So you're keeping that balance through the waist, strawberry, champagne. And for those of us that are doing dry January, you lift, flex and lower, and you've got a cup of something here, that nice water or a nice cup of warm drink, something that basically is liquid, and the idea of it is to stop you from rolling about and spilling the contents. You can keep your hand on that top hip. Excellent. As I said in the other little bit, you can do that propped up in a side bridge position. But remember to keep your shoulders, elbows, keep that rib cage all in place so you're working from a very strong position. Well done. Keep going until it buzzes. And there's that moment of like tumbleweed. When will it buzz? Now, so we're swapping to the other side. Bear with me, because it would be very unfair if we didn't do 1 minute 15 on this side. Okay, so nice and long, stretch yourself out. Take your time to set up into a good position, but obviously the point of this class is that you don't spend quite so much time doing the setups. You go straight into them. You use your knowledge that you've got. Excellent. So you've got this option, you've still got your neutral spine, you've still got your core muscles engaged. You lift, flex and lower. We've got the option to do it on a bent leg side bridge. So you lift, flex and lower. Nice and long. Try not to load this shoulder, so you're drawing through. You don't want to be leant over here or pushed up here, okay? So it's a good lift, flex, lower. Keep going. I've got about 25 seconds to go, so I'm going to come back down onto that lower position. We get your lift, flex, lower. Try not to spill this drink, so no rolling about. Lift that lower waist. Connect into the core. Make sure your pelvic floor area is engaged. Excellent. We'll just work that one through. Good. And then we're doing a nice little quad stretch, so we can enjoy that stretch. Think about just breathing, stretching through the front of your thigh. Well done. Bear with me. I'm going to just move that so I can tell you to change. Halfway, we're doing 30 seconds on each of these. Excellent. So if you can't get hold of your foot all the way back, bring it round in front, take it from here to where you can. Right, change legs. So you can just roll over and just grab the foot, draw the hip in towards the body. So stretching out. So if your heel will come to your bottom, great. If you can't get it back, just take hold of it and feel the point where it begins to stretch here. Excellent work, everybody. Just breathing through, relax into that stretch. You have 5 seconds, and we're going to come round into Superman next. So this one, I'll give you some options, but first off, we're going for the high position. So it's a high plank, and we're going to try and lift the leg. And that leg has got to lift from your buttock, not your back, okay? And then when you've done the leg, you want to try and lift an arm with the smallest amount of rocking that you can do. Right, let's see. Carpet and socks don't match. Opposite arm to leg. Breath in, breath out. Engage. Yep. So you're firing through from that glute to the opposite shoulder. If you can't do that one, come down onto the mat and do opposite arm to leg in that position. Probably should have given you that one first, but hey ho, we might as well start with the hardest one and go to the easier one. Focus on how that glute is engaging. How are we doing? We've got our V-sits next. Right, up we come. So glute activation. Try and keep it so you're working through the buttock, and you can do arms individually as well. All of this is great for your core. Whew, excellent. Okay, what we're doing, V-sit, round we come. So this is where you're going to sit on your sit bones, the bony bits. Take hold of the back of the knee, lean back, and then try, maybe lift both feet off the floor, but only a small amount. Excellent. Some of you might manage one leg or two. I might have lost my shoulders there. So I'm just going to drop down here. You can just try and widen the V. It's about the balance. So keep breathing. Keep that focus on your core. Do make sure you're not pushing down into the pelvis, but you're drawing in through the pelvis. Keep that breathing going. Well done. Nearly there. Excellent. We're going to come up after this into standing. 2 seconds. Brilliant. So slowly come up into a standing position. Grab your weights or just without, and we're doing a normal squat. I'm going back on, so you're doing a squat, and then from here you bend your elbows up, extend back, stand up. So you've got your elbows slightly bent the whole time, so extend and stand up. You could do that standing on the band, but it's a bit complicated. So with the weights, you sit, extend, stand up, but you're keeping them bent all the time. So you do your hip hinge, extend back, keep them there, slightly bent, elbows back, stand up. So you could think of them like your wings, your elegant wings. Good. So you pick with or without resistance. We have got just about 15 seconds left to go. So good breath in, breathe out and extend. So if that's too much, you do it without. So keep the elbows up, straighten them out. Hey, well done. Right, so just to finish, we're going to do a stretch for the triceps, and at the same time you have one foot in front, one behind. So you're stretching off that arm. If you struggle to get the arm into this position, support from here. Try and get that back foot facing forwards. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to hold this for the minute, and then we'll change and do that same thing but on the other side. Nice breath, just stretch and hold. Good, just feel that stretch develop. You can lean so you've got your body in line with that back lifted up through. How are we going? Nearly there. Yep, 7 seconds to go. Nearly there. As it pings, we change over to the other side. I'm just going to shove that so it is only a minute. So you take the stretch, you hold it, breathing, and then the leg that is on the same side as the arm, you go through into that stretch. Nice breath in, breath out. Good. And just think about that movement, that stretch developing not only in the back of the arm but also in the calf. Well done. So that was quite a good little bit of movement. So it's using those strength, that body weight resistance from Pilates, slightly quicker, so you haven't got time to stop and think, not so much set-up time. So you're relying on your knowledge. So this is where you have to be careful. If it's hurting you or if it's something that's too strong for you, then you do a lower version or you just have a rest. So we have 3 seconds left of this stretch. Excellent. So from there, we are just going to take a moment to breathe and then take the arms up and then back down, and then either just nod your chin forwards just a little way and pop your hands onto your knees and come back up. Or if you feel that you're okay to do it, you can go further down into a little bit of a roll down. So you're just rolling forward, stretching through into your back. Keep those knees nice and soft. And then gently stand back up again. Really steady. Maybe take the arms up. Good breath in. So choose. Some of you, it's not going to be appropriate to come all the way down. So think about nod the chin and just let that come down to about halfway. You can always bend your knees and stick your bottom out and do it that way. Maybe tuck your tailbone under. Reach those arms up. We'll do one more. So you can come all the way down or halfway down. Brilliant. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me. That is the first Power Pilates of the 2 weeks of January freebie. So you've probably done it with me on Zoom, although I'm not actually here. It will be available on YouTube to watch at any time, so if you want to do it more than once. Thank you very much for joining me. I will see you again soon.